Hey, Elijah, good to see you, man. Welcome to Cleveland. Your unhappiness in New York was pretty well documented last year. I guess from just the relief standpoint, how excited are you to get a fresh start?
I'm super excited, man. I'm happy to be a Brown.
And this is a team that was clearly looking for someone with your skill set. What does that mean to be joining a team that needed some speed, that needed somebody in the slot and another complimentary wide receiver?
Yeah, man. I'm super excited to play the role that they want me to play. Talking with the coaches and everything, I feel like we're on the same page, and I'm just grateful to be here.
Thank you, Tom. Mary Kay Cabot has our next question.
Yes, Elijah, just wondering what will happen, and in reading all about last season, what will happen this year, or how will you respond in the event that, you're not getting the amount of reps that you hope to, especially early on?
I can't predict the future, but I'm gonna put my best foot forward. I feel like I'm here for a reason, so whatever happens, I'm gonna be ready for it. People go through things, and you got to learn from it. I feel like I'm the type of person that learns from my mistakes. You see what I'm saying? We're all human, so I'm just gonna try to do what I feel like I could have did better last year in whatever position I'm gonna be in now.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mary Kay. Let's go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Elijah, what was your immediate reaction to the trade, and did you expect it?
No, I did not, man. It was like out of nowhere, but I'm super excited. I feel like being here with Deshaun and Coop and just the whole team is like a very good mesh, and I couldn't be happier to be here. I feel like it's really gonna go well.
Yeah, you mentioned Deshaun. Have you talked to him yet, and how do you feel about playing with him?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. I'm super excited. He's a legit quarterback. It's someone that has been doing some amazing things around the league. He has respect from everybody around the league. They talk really highly about him here, and they believe in him. And man, with him being my quarterback, I believe in him too. So I'm grateful to be one of his guys.
Chris Easterling, go ahead.
Hey, Elijah, you talked a little bit about playing in the slot. Do you have a preference in terms of which out wide in the slot, and how much do you feel like either spot kind of accentuates some of your strengths?
I feel like wherever they need me, I'm gonna be able to go. I'm gonna be ready for anything. I don't really care to choose. Just wherever the ball is gonna be, I want to be able to help. My strengths, I feel like I'm a route runner, so wherever they need me, I can do it. That's why I feel like I can go outside and in. I've been practicing, this since I was 15 years old. This is something I try to craft on. To something I hold as, you would say, Coop holds. He's known for being a route runner. I've been studying Coop since I was little.
I was going to ask you just how much, getting an opportunity to play with Amari, or are you looking forward to kind of learn from him and watch him in person?
Nah, yeah, man. That's probably like I'm most excited about that. And, Deshaun, being in the room with a vet, someone who understands this, and not even just football, but life. I'm just eager to pick his brain.
Thanks, Chris. Matt Fontana has our next question.
Yeah, Elijah, with New York, one of the things might have been the drop rate, and it kind of went up and went down. Do you look back on that and say, was it the quarterback play? Was it just
the what rate?
The drop rate in your catch rate.
Oh, I don't look at that stuff.
And then when you talk about fitting into this offense with even David Njoku as well, with so many different options, just what is that to be? Because you got a little taste for last year with the Jets of being one of a lot of options on offense. That's got to be exciting to have other playmakers as well.
Nah, yeah, I feel like it's like 7-on-7 again, all over again. You get to feed off each other's energy. I feel like when you can do that, the game's gonna start flowing. So I'm super excited. I feel like it's good to have a whole bunch of great pieces around.
Appreciate that. Let's go to Ashley Bastock.
Hey, Elijah, just with the beginning of your pro career and going through everything you went through in New York, what's the biggest thing maybe you learned about yourself, or the biggest lesson you take away coming into Cleveland now?
To be ready for anything. Life is going to throw you obstacles. I feel like what people kind of don't understand is that this is more than just football. You see what I'm saying? We're dealing with people. We're dealing with human beings. So when you deal with stuff like that and people like that and aspect of that, you got to know that obstacles and differences and all that stuff is going to come. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt, and be ready for anything.
And then to follow up on Chris's question with another Amari Cooper question, I mean, with how precise he is with his route running, like how much are you looking forward to really being able to dive in and dissect those things with him, since it's something he loves to talk about the mechanics of route running?
Nah, yeah, I'm super excited. Route runner like that, that's, not many people get to witness that. So I'm glad he's on my team.
Thanks, Ashley. Daryl Ryder, go to you.
Welcome to Cleveland, Elijah. Just after the trade, what did Andrew Berry or Kevin Stefanski tell you? What was their message?
Kind of just that we're, excited to be all together now. You see what I'm saying? That they had their eyes on me, and it just feels good to be wanted, So I'm just blessed to be here, man. I'm blessed to be at Brown, and I'm going to get this all I have.
And when you talked to Deshaun yesterday, what was his reaction? What'd he tell you?
Everybody's just super excited. It's kind of all the same responses. We all got to get together, of course, but everyone's just smiles up, so that's all I can ask for.
Thank you, Daryl. Tony Grossi has our next question.
Hey, Elijah, you mentioned everyone learns from his mistakes. The incident back at Ole Miss, did you learn from that? What did you learn from that?
I don't know.
The end zone demonstration that cost the game. Sorry, I had to ask.
You all good. I understand. Yeah, man, I was 20 years old, so living in the moment a little too much, you see what I'm saying? Just to be more controlled, not to react off emotion. That's something as a 22-year-old that I feel like I probably acquired in the last 2 years. I'm putting that to practice, when I have these moments of reacting, if whatever it is, if something's getting me mad or, upset, whatever the case is, you got to take it for what it is and get a better grasp of what you're going to do. You see what I'm saying? We are human, we make mistakes, but I wouldn't be smart if I didn't learn from them. So yes. I definitely learned from that mistake,
So do you think you're a different person, a more mature person, along with being a more mature player now?
Yeah, I feel like that's what the league and life brings. You see what I'm saying? As time goes on, just as people get older, you have more experiences and you get to learn from other people's experiences too. So having the perspective of mine and my families and my close ones around me, you got to see, maybe where I didn't see that or didn't see this, you see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I feel like I definitely learned.
Thank you, Tony. Back to Tom Withers.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Elijah, that's where I wanted to go with you. In terms of what happened last year, what do you wish you could have done better or done over?
I wouldn't do anything over. I'm in a space right now where I feel like everything happens for a reason always. So I take it with a grain of salt. If something's happening in my life, I'm gonna take what I can from it. I'm gonna capture it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna move forward. Because you made mistakes. You see what I'm saying? And everyone in life has not been perfect. So as long as you learn it from them and keep going and try to be a good person, I feel that's all that matters.
Did you feel, I don't know if you felt regret or anything after some of those things transpired last year? Did you, with the way you were being painted necessarily with a narrative, did you kind of take back what you said at times?
I wouldn't take anything back. Would I have worded some things differently? Yes, but not take anything back. My heart was always in the right spot. You see what I'm saying? I've never moved without intention. I'm very intentional. So especially in a positive way, and I always move, with respect. So if that's my intentions, I don't have nothing to regret.
Thanks, Tom. Mary Kay Cabot, you're up again.
Yes, Elijah, just wondering, what does it say to you or mean to you that the Browns were interested in trading for you at the deadline last year, weren't able to get you, but kind of stuck with it and revisited it this year?
It means everything, for them to be consistent is all I could ask for. You see what I'm saying? Life sometimes falls in those type of ways. We don't get to choose things. I'm more than grateful to be a part, to have played with the Jets, because they have picked me. You see what I'm saying? So that is something I'm gonna forever be grateful for. But to be a part of something like this, I feel like is, I don't know, it's just all smiles for me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Chris Easterling has our next question.
Hey, Elijah, I just wanted to ask, how difficult and how long of a process is it? You played with a lot of different quarterbacks in a short amount of time in the league. How difficult and lengthy of an adjustment period is it for a receiver to kind of get acclimated with a different quarterback?
So the way I hold myself as I can do anything. You see what I'm saying? So I grew up in Florida, and I feel like we have the mindset of kind of doesn't matter who's back there. So I kind of had to shift that a little bit because it does as far as chemistry. But man, you know what? If you put yourself in a position to throw with anybody and to put your trust in them, because that's initially what it is. It really is trust, you know. So if you trust them and they trust you, you know, you kind of can get anything done. So, man, going through 4 quarterbacks, I feel like was just a huge blessing for me because I got to see what that's like. And now with being with someone like Deshaun, it'll just make life way easier, you know. So I really appreciate the blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Scott Petrick, go ahead.
Hey, Elijah, I know you got asked about the Browns' need for speed at receiver, but how big of a part of your game do you consider that?
Or speed?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why they brought me here. I feel like I'm more than just speed, but that's definitely a huge part of my game. Stretching the field, you see what I'm saying? I'm a route runner, similar to probably Coop, but in my own body type, you see what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, at the end of the day, you can't do nothing with something you can't catch. So.
Do you feel that shows up in deep routes and run after catch kind of thing?
Yeah, it could show up wherever. Short routes, throw this, throw that, start and stop. Whatever it is, you know, you got to be an electric player because them boys out there running fast too.
Thank you, Scott. Daryl Ryder, you're up.
Yeah, Elijah, you know, you are a young player. Do you come to Cleveland maybe with a little something to prove, and then also looking maybe to make this your long-term home?
Yeah, man, ain't gonna lie, every day I wake up, I got something to prove. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a big dude, you see what I'm saying? Someone's always gonna have something to say. You see what I'm saying? I grew up that way and it never ain't stopped me. So I'm just with whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever narrative it is, if I'm not good at it now, I'm trusting I'm gonna work on it to be great at it. So that's type of mindset I take towards just getting better and, you know, life.
And Deshaun is an off-schedule type of a quarterback with extending plays, you know, making defenses fear not just his arm, but also fearing his mobility, which puts more onus on receivers to get open, stay open, get themselves back open. And that just, how do you think that chemistry with you and him working on those off-schedule extending type of plays is going to play out here?
Like it's gonna play out good. And, you know, with someone who's as mobile as him, who can people fear with his legs as well, it just adds another element just to the whole game, you know. So, and you've been seeing that with what he does already, you see what I'm saying, and the games that he's already played in. So I'm just super excited to be part of someone that can run, throw, do pretty much everything, you know. So
Thanks, Daryl. We'll take 3 more. Matt Fontana, Ashley Bastock, Tony Grossi. Matt?
Yeah, Elijah, to go back to last year, that Browns-Jets game, that had to be one of the craziest games. You're on the other side of it. First up, what do you remember of that game last year? And is there any excitement that the Browns do play the Jets again, not only in preseason, but in the regular season this year?
yeah, man, that game was definitely one for the books. Those are like probably my favorite type of games to play in because it kind of shows like, you know, who's been working. You know, it's early in the season. People still getting acclimated to, you know, how many snaps they're getting and stuff like that. So kind of shows the grit, you know, and the smartness, I guess, of coaches too, because they're really playing tests out there. So, that game was super, super fun. But what was your second question? I apologize.
Just any excitement that the Browns, you get to face the Jets again this year?
Oh yeah, man. Of course. You know, I feel like always those type of games is what people look for. But I treat every game the same. The way I'm gonna attack them is the way I'm gonna attack every single game. I want to kill.
Thanks, Matt. Ashley Bastock.
Yeah, Elijah, I just wanted to ask about like growing up and learning to play with your speed, because I know when you talk to receivers, there's obviously a difference between football speed and just straight line speed. So what was that process like for you when you were younger?
I've always kind of been pretty fast, but everyone from where I'm from is really fast. So I feel like it kind of helped me to bring other parts of my game out. You know, like everyone from Florida is gonna run a 4.3, you know, a 4.4, whatever, you see what I'm saying? So having parts of your game to really craft, you know, that's why I always have my trainer Gofi with me, because that's someone that I get to really craft with. I get to focus on the small things, you know, and it really, I feel like, takes my game to the next level because not everybody really does that. You know, they don't really work on the things that they're bad at. And I feel like I do.
And then one last South Florida question, I guess, like knowing there's a lot of guys on this team from South Florida, including Amari, like how much of that South Florida connection was part of the reason why you latched on to watching him when you were younger?
Everything. You know, I heard about him when I was young. You know, so hearing him do his thing as far as how he moves and just his dedication to football is how we built over there. You know, so major respect.
Thank you, Ashley. We'll close today with Tony Grossi.
When you were young, you're still only 22 for crying out loud.
When I was young, when I was younger.
Okay. My last thing is, since the Jets season ended, they changed coordinators and are probably going to acquire Aaron Rodgers. So did that change your mind about being traded at all?
All I know is I'm a Cleveland Brown. And I'm super excited to be here.